Good morning, everyone. This is Robert from Bristol with 50 years chess. Excuse me, I've got a bit of hay fever. I hope you're all well, and thank you for subscribing and keep giving me the likes and some comments to encourage me to keep on making the videos. Thank you. Following yesterday's game, on the idea of playing tactics with your opponents when in situations where maybe the better move would have been this or that or whatever. Again, I wish to state that we're amateurs and we're not professional players, you and I. And I don't necessarily believe in playing the man and not the board. But when you're playing 10-minute chess against opponents who are similar rating to yourself, there's mistakes in that person like there is in you when you're playing chess, and so you get a feel for who you're playing against after several moves. And I wanted to show you in this game, demonstrate in this match, how the kind of people you play against and what openings they open with gives you an indicator of their personality, whether they're a passive kind of player or whether they're aggressive and they want to get after you quick and bang, 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 wall up, smash, and try and beat you really quickly, or whether they're a positional player, likes to take their time, get the pieces out, make sure you got a nice safe position, stay over your side of the board, and just, as the clock runs down, just to try and gain a little bit of advantage, maybe space advantage or whatever, and often win the game on time or by just outplaying an opponent positionally and squeezing them down the left or the right side of the board until you get a breakthrough. And that's chess. That's how really a lot of the professionals play. But this one is interesting. I want to show you what happened in the game, and I'll explain as we go along and ask you what you would do as well. So I'm playing black in this game. My opponent is from Argentina. He's called Rodyn, Rodyn 90, which suggests he was probably born in 1990, and he would be about 36 now. I also know that his name is Ignacio Lopez. I looked him up and checked. Ignacio. That's a nice name, isn't it? Ignacio Lopez. Very nice. I like that. Okay, so let's get into the game. He played c4. Immediately, this says to me, this guy is playing an English opening. He's probably studied it, because people who haven't studied this opening don't play this normally. So he's probably studied it. He's got a good idea how the mechanics of the system, how it works. It's a positional opening for sure. And there's going to be no quick rush attack against you unless something's happened in the game to change it. So I played toying around because I don't play like that. I usually play e5 and stuff like that. But it's a 10-minute game. I want to see what's what, and I'm going to just try and get him out of the book. So I played he would like to have played g3 and bishop g2 next. So he's doing it because he knows I'm going to go to bishop b7. And I went bishop b7 and he plays knight. That's what I like about these sort of things. I know what this guy's going to do. Never played him before, but I just know how he plays. I've sussed him already, and this is great. It gives me an incentive. So I threw in g5. Now, he probably hasn't played this before, because if he takes that pawn, he loses the rook. And I'm about to change the whole world he's used to playing in. So he went bishop g2, and then I protected that pawn. I'm not going to rush on just yet. He castled bishop g7. So I've fianchetted both my bishops, and it's looking good. Now he's played d4. Excuse me, I got hiccups. He's played d4. So he's grabbing space in the middle. And so I pushed the pawn on to weaken his d4 pawn protection a bit. That's a bit of a surprise. He's gone in knight h4. These are the best places for him to go. He can't go back to f3. He can go into f5 to attack the bishop, which he could do. But first of all, bishop takes bishop, knight takes bishop. So I've eliminated his dragon bishop on g2. We call them that because they operate on the a1, a8 and h1, a8 squares, diagonals. So I now play e6. I've made room for my queen to come out and my knight, so I give myself options rather than just say I'm going to do this. Which, moving a pawn, which way does it help me to develop my pieces? And I'm giving myself options of where to go to. I'd like to keep that bishop diagonal open towards the d pawn. So now he's grabbing the centre. He really wants to try and get control there. This is a control freak, this guy. He wants to get control of those centre squares. Not being rude to him. d6. So I'm contesting that any second now. Again, it's a way of playing knight into either d7 or into c6. So he's come out immediately now to attack my bishop. So that suggests he's now got to forget about the opening he's used to playing, and so he's coming out with a bit of an aggression. He wants to attack. So what can I do to lure him to come and be even more aggressive? I know. Why not knight f6? Oh, hang on a minute, Robert. Why have you played knight f6? He can go queen takes. He can go queen takes g7. Would you do that? Would you play queen takes g7? Ah, yeah, but if he goes rook g8, the queen just takes the pawn on h6. Yeah, that's true. He can do that. So, is it a bad move I've just played? Or is it a sneaky, crafty, diabolical move? Let's have a look. Queen takes bishop. So, what would you do now if you were me with the black pieces? Would you perhaps play this move? What does that do? It wins the queen. He can't get out. It's a trap. And he walked right into it, didn't he? So he took the rook. I took the nut with the knight. Bishop takes pawn. And now, after 13 moves, I'm winning this game. Let's just count up what we got here. 2 rooks. He's got 2 rooks. That's 10. 2 knights. That's 16. A bishop. That's 19. And then he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pawns. 8 pawns. So 17. Let's have a look. 10, 16, 19, and 7 pawns. That's 26. No, 27. I've got 9 for the queen, 5 for the rook, 14, 6, that's 20 for the 2 knights, 26. So material-wise, it's a difference, but I've got the queen, and that's what makes the difference. So let's see what happens now. Bring my knight out first, get my pieces developed a bit. No rush to bring the queen out. He plays knight c3. My pawns are so well placed, he can't get at me even if he wants to at the moment. It's like a porcupine type thing. a6, make sure his knight can't come in. To b5, cause any problems. And then he played f4. So I'm thinking he now knows he's losing this game And he's either losing his rag with me or getting a bit annoyed, or he's thinking this is a protective shield. So his bishop is going no place, is it, at the moment? So I brought the queen out to attack it, and it's gone to g5. But I'm not interested in knight takes bishop. I take the pawn in the centre, which would have surprised him, I think. Queen takes pawn check, king h1, knight takes bishop, pawn takes knight, and then bring my knight into this wonderful square of e5. Look where that knight is. Can't be attacked by any pawns. Can't be attacked by a knight at this time. Got complete dominance at the centre of the board now. His pawns have been busted. He's no longer got that wall of pawns. They've been separated. There's gaps in between. They're weak. They're what you call isolated pawns. On d4 and g5. e4 and g5, I beg your pardon. So, what does he do? He's gone back knight to e2. Well, he's offering me one or two pawns here. I'm not sure why he just didn't play rook d1. I would have won the c pawn anyway, but it would have been developing. He had to lose another pawn, whatever happened. So I took the centre pawn, that e4 pawn, which pins the knight to the king. And he's gone knight into f4. This is move 20. We're about over halfway into our 10-minute game now. So he's played knight into f4. It's okay. It's not doing any harm there. So what would you do now if you were black and you were playing in my position? You've got a rook that's doing nothing on a8. So we've got to get that rook into the game, haven't we? To really be able to finish this. So I castle. Rook c1 to protect the pawn. But it doesn't. I can take it anytime I want. Probably b3 would have been better. I can take with a knight. So anyway, I played rook h8. I've now brought the rook into the game, and with the queen pinning the knight, rook attacking this pawn on h2, and then I can bring my knight into the game. It's looking a bit dangerous for Ignacio. So, as you can see, my pawns have not really moved at all. Great masters have said, don't move your pawns unless you have to. And there's a lot of logic in what they say when they say that. Every time you move a pawn, you can't retract it. You can't take it back. Look at where they are and what they're doing, and deny spaces, squares. So he's played b3 now, because I didn't need that pawn at that time. I've got an attack going here. This is more important than winning pawns. You don't go after all the pawns to try and win the game. When you see a weakness, you go for that weakness and attack it. So I've now played my king to b7. Why? Well, one reason is I get it off the same file or line that the rook is opposite me. So with exchanges of pawns, he'd have a check. So I've just got it out of the way. But also, when you're not sure what to do next and you need your opponent to make a move that's going to weaken him in further, you just play a nice quiet little move like a king move. Your position doesn't really change, but you're waiting for his position to change. You get it? So he now played rook to c3. Not so bad, I guess. Maybe he's thinking of playing h4 and protect the pawn with the rook on g3. Not sure. H4. He needs to play h4 at some point. But now I've gone in with knight to g4. This is serious now, because I'm threatening to take the knight on h2, either with the rook or the knight. So the next thing for him is to do something about that. So he moves the pawn up 1 square. Personally, I think he should have moved it up 2. By moving it up 1 square, it doesn't drive my knight away. It can stay there. You can't take it. Had he gone to h4, this would have been better for him if he could survive this. He would have a passed pawn. But more than that, it gives a solid defense for his king. This does not. I'll show you why. So what did I do now? I played e5, attacking the knight that defends that pawn, which he didn't look at. He should have. Then he'd have realised that h4 was better. Now that pawn's going to drop with a check with the rook after he moves his knight. So he plays the knight to d5. Rook takes pawn. He has to go to g1. So how would you proceed with this, my dear friends? Queen d4, check, is attacking the rook, but he can defend it with a knight on e3. But let's look at the importance of what we're doing here. What does he do afterwards? So I play queen for check, and now he's brought the other knight on g2 to e3. This is a fatal mistake. Though, if I want to go knight takes knight, you would say, well, he's still got knight on e3. Yes, but the difference is I play rook takes pawn, check first. When you get a check, it means you get an extra move. And when you get an extra move, it's easier to think ahead. You with me? So, he has to play king h1. And now, here it comes. Queen e4. See how easy it was to open him up when he played that wrong move? When he should have played h4 instead of h3. And the knight was driven away. It's very easy to get him, isn't it? All he can do now is play the knight back. And then queen takes knight. So he resigned. And it wasn't a difficult game. It was quite easy. For me, I was always just analysing and looking ahead further than him. Obviously, I'm probably a stronger player than him, even though he's got a higher rating than me on this game. But he's probably a good player when he's allowed to do what he wants to do. But what you have to do when you play players, especially if they got higher rating than you, is ruffle their feathers. Make them feel uncomfortable. Don't sit back and wait for them to come and get you. Do things like I did, which are a bit unconventional. Throwing out pawns to drive them away and to swap off their pieces that they want to keep, like the bishop on g2, all that sort of thing. It totally changes the game. And then what did he do? He abandoned his positional game and come out with the queen and quickly lost it by taking the bishop without thinking. He was no longer thinking. When you're playing an opening, you know, a system, you follow the system, and you don't have to think much. But when it all goes awry and his system is all busted up and immediately comes out of the queen and thinks, right, well, we need to go on attack now. Well, that attack cost him his queen's life. He should have known not to take that bishop on g7. Rook h7's not hard to see. But he did. And this is what people do in 10-minute games especially. Maybe if it was a classical game over a normal time rate, he would have seen it. But he had time. He still had time left on his clock at the end there, a few minutes. Anyway, this is Robert, 50 years of chess. Hope you enjoyed this game. I certainly did. And I hope it's been helpful to you. Some a little bit of coaching and teaching just to try and help you improve. Like I said before, I don't do this to show off. I'm not interested in show. Don't you think I lose games? Of course I do. Why don't I put them on? Well, I could do, and I have done before, but I think the instructional ones are better in teaching how to win rather than how to lose. So I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a really good day, and thank you, all you subscribers, and those of you who watch every day. Thanks a lot. See ya.